Hello and welcome to another Zeta survival run. The map is Galencourt, and Poleaxe is a weapon of choice. The weapon excels in overheads and stabs, and does somewhat surprisingly short range swings. Also it does somewhat similar damage to axes, but has slightly better reach in overheads, and much better stabs. After the initial engagement, I'm mopping up the leftovers to ensure they don't circle around and stab me in the back. Enemies can still spawn on this side of the moat, so I need to ensure that my friendlies can progress further. This stage is not easy to defend for defenders, but I've seen this happen. Now an engagement with an ambusher is good. He does feints, so definitely level more than 100. And I still managed to get rid of him, not by killing, but ensuring that he's damaged and friendlies can chip in. Still some leftovers on this side, 2 of them. I see ballista bolt flying close to me, so probably this side is not a good place to be. Need to keep far away from ballista, as far away as possible. So I usually go on the right side of the map. And I still see some stragglers here. Need to ensure they're all dead. Now don't heal if you are in open battle. This guy didn't know that, didn't watch my short, so he doesn't know. No worries. And I've got rid of the archer too, and I see still one straggler. See, easy kills. Enemy is already spawning behind the walls, so nobody can get me except maybe some stray ballista bolt. I don't know, proceeding through the right side, keeping an eye on ballistas as well. There's enemy here. I mean, I'm just ensure that he respawns. I mean, enemy can claim the skill, it's not chivalrous, I know. But anybody would kill him, and this archer wanted to kill as well. It's not necessary, we won't count this. Anyway, there's no challenge here. Okay, some more walls here. I'm not sure why engineers put them here, but oh well. Some additional points. Didn't really want to go downstairs because there's quite a few friendlies here compared to the enemies, so it's not yet safe. I'm double checking if enemy is coming through that bridge. That's where they will come from, and in order to secure my escape route, I'm trying to hack into the door, and also when my hit lands, I'm looking back. And I see that enemy is coming, so I'd rather change my position. Also friendlies are throwing catapult, and are using catapult, and they might hit me as well. So I need to always check if catapult shots are landing somewhere close to me, and change location. I mean, it's a hit and miss, but the friendlies do get me killed most often than the enemies in this stage of the map. It happens. So it looks like we are in advantage here, so we probably could contest the middle of the objective. And we do. Need to ensure that there's even less enemies than there are at the moment. And that's what we do. So now there's no enemies left, so we can easily cap this stage. And there are some arrows flying, of course, but I mean, some people like to play archers, so can't blame them. Getting additional points by hacking away into the flag. And yeah, so that's a really good position to throw firepots. There's a choke point into this objective. Even can land a barrel if I'm lucky. Well, not this time though. So yeah, this stage is not too hard for attackers, as long as you know, there's a few brain cells in the attacking team, and the defending team is not fully stacked. It happens sometimes, but not often. I'm just waiting for objective to be capped, running around. And looking if there are enemy wave coming, so just in case I need to scoot from here. But it's not, so I can proceed to further, but there are some stragglers. They'll stay here, they won't go back, so I need to get rid of them. There's one. I mean, there's 5 enemies, so I would not risk and actually go back into friendly spawn wave. So you see, together with friendly teammates, it's not a problem to take on a bigger chunk of enemies. But alone against 6, I wouldn't have a lot of chances. I mean, nobody would. I mean, maybe for a lucky coincidence I could. but it's not often. So you have to calculate all engagements, and that engagement was not favorable to me, so I don't engage. Right, so 3 enemies here and like 10 of us, so we can easily proceed forward. But I just don't want to be caught off guard yet. Now when they are facing, their backs are facing me, I can easily cleave through some of them. It takes special kind of skill to fight an opponent that is actually counter-attacking friendly hits. So it's best to attack from behind with varying hits, like stabs and overheads. Don't always use slashing. Slashing is good if you are starting the game, but once you got past the level 50, you should be doing overheads. And once you pass level 100, you should be doing stabs as well. Yeah. So do that, do those. Or else enemy will counter, and then they'll hit friendlies. So the objective in this place is actually to blow up those 2 ships standing there. One is called the Goldsmane and the other is Lions the Raw. Usually that happens, there are already powder cakes inside the ships. Not sure why did they put them there, since I don't see any cannons. So they still pack the powder cakes. Really bad placement. I mean, if somebody works in logistics, tell me why the powder cake should be there. And they open for the enemy to lit up. Terrible decision. Oh well, so it's a bit easier for defenders to defend. I've seen more times here defenders succeeding, but it's still not consistent. What I'm saying is out of 10 games, maybe 2 games, defenders can defend here. Being on the ship is quite tough, because it's close quarters, so a lot of enemies coming in. It's risky, so before going there, venturing there, you need to ensure there's nobody that could come from behind. And you see me using the fish, not sure if it's rotten or not, but it's on the ground. Don't treat your fish like this. It should be refrigerated. But still works this time, it gave me some health back. And now with a full squad we can proceed into objective without any fear of backstabs. I'm still hesitant because I'm not sure which was actually better entrance. I still don't want to fight here because I saw the enemies having backup and I don't. But once I signal them out, it's not a problem. I can kill them one by one. I mean, I'm not a great dueler. There are plenty better duelists than me, but I can hold my own, especially against, I'm not sure, but let's say less experienced people. I play differently. I mean, I don't engage like all those duels I've seen on tournaments. It just makes me cry. I see a lot of times wasted for no reason. I like to go behind, just score a lot of kills, have the highest kill per minute count, instead of dueling and sweating with one opponent. If I see the fight is not going my way, I usually escape. I have an escape plan, almost always. And now I'm hacking away at the enemy underneath the main mast who are trying to stop our progress on the objective. So I was successful, got a kill. Also healing in the crowded area with a horn gives you a lot of points. So tell me, Chivalry devs, why do we need powder kegs under the main mast in a ship that has no cannons? Well, my only suggestion is maybe for fireworks later on, but otherwise powder kegs should not be here. Right, additional points for the flag. And now we're back in action, moving towards the next ship. Again, keeping the stragglers away from their life. And now some engineers boarded up the entrances. Good job. That does slow down a push significantly. But there are more than 2 ways into the ship. You can, I mean, literally there's like 8 places you can get into the ship. So this won't stop for too long. But it still does its job, so engineers who did do that, good job. You're doing your job well. Trying to hack away into enemies and then retreat back because I'm not safe. I cannot see what's happening on the other side. And now quite a hairy moment. One more hit left for me to go back to the spawn point. But I retreat. I had an escape plan. I mean, it could have been that friendlies block me. And I cannot retreat like here. Two friendlies were on the same, you know, pile of boards that and almost blocked me from escape. So, but still, it was just two friendlies, so I was lucky to get away. And I see quite a few enemies here. Now, this place is quite claustrophobic for third-person view. I cannot see what's happening, so I'd rather retreat back and fight in different location. Because first-person user has an immense advantage in those extremely limited quarters. So I don't want to fight there and remove all the advantages of third-person view for myself. So try to add additional hits variety into your repertoire. Some archer here, or crossbowman, sorry. Archers actually have to train a lot, and crossbowmen just have a tool. That's it. They don't do training. That's the difference between them. One trained its whole life, and they just picked up the crossbow. Lot of enemies. I mean, lots of enemies, and they're doing a good job. But I don't want to fight there. I'd rather take away the stragglers. Straggle is done. Now I can return back to the objective. So in itself, I played safe and still got. I helped to kill 2 enemies. Additional damage. Yeah, stab. Didn't see that coming. And we're good. Another ship is destroyed. Again, for some reason they did put the powder kegs under the main mast of the ship as well. So poor Agathians, they didn't really learn logistics and storing explosive material well. Oh well. And now we're going to the next stage. This stage is okay for defenders. I mean, also I've seen defenders winning. Not consistently, but they do win here as well. Maybe 3 games out of 10. It's possible, but it does require coordination. As always. And people who do really good pole weapon play. So, because there's really limited space, choke points. So usually stabs and overheads are best. And I think halberd is one of the best things there. Unless you want to get inside the enemies and swing your execution axe around. That's also possible, but you'll die, but you'll fall down a lot of enemies. So that's 2 ways defenders can defend. But defenders cannot get here without additional assistance. There is a barrier here from the wooden sticks, and nobody can jump through it unless you hack it away. So if defender wants to retreat, it's impossible. Unless they use a deployable spikes by the poleman class. So then it is possible. But otherwise it is not. So that's why I don't like to play defense on this map. Now the choke points. It's the rapier I fought against is okay weapon. I mean, it's not super great or something, but it does have really limited amount of time and frames you can react to what it's doing, so it's really fast. Usually all those small and one-handed weapons, I mean, my feeling is that it's harder to react to them than it is for two-handed. It's so easy to read that big, chunky two-handed weapons. And I'm hacking away into enemy flag, which still heals enemies. So just to ensure they do not get a little bit more HP and are not harder to kill than they already are. And the team progressed quite well. They put the powder kegs. into the place underneath the gate, and now it's blown. Oh, this stage I would call it is still the same. Same, you have to bring powder kegs to another gate. There are quite a few archers on top usually. I really like to go there and just ruin their day. And for this reason I use ladders. Otherwise going through the main entrance is a bit of a hustle, because enemy throws firepots. And it's not a generally good place to be amongst the relatively newish players, because they usually use slashes only and inevitably do hit me, and I don't like being hit by the teammates. I think nobody does like that. I mean, it's bad enough that enemy is hitting you, but then a friendly comes and does more damage than the enemy. And that's really bad. Oh, now that's a hairy situation. There's much more enemies here than there are friendlies. Need to retreat. I had an escape plan. Enemy using Fade, so not a bad player. At least learned some ropes. But he used too much stamina. And now he dies. So yeah, stamina management is very important. And if in a duel you're losing to stamina loss, then you have to go and practice more with your counters. There you can actually gain stamina and not lose it, but you have to time your hits correctly. And more on that mechanic of counters and riposte. I mean, there's plenty of videos what explains it, but basically if you see a blue shield, that's good, means you're getting stamina back. If you see just yellow, then you're not getting stamina back. Yeah, you've seen there was a blue shield, and now there's a yellow shield. So yeah, those two indicators. In case you missed them, they're actually on the middle of the screen. Just my crosshair turns into those shields when I do certain action, like counterattack or riposte. Quickly replenish my stamina by running into enemies and actually claim the kill. And now I need to check the stragglers. And I see one. Let's see. Oh, he's sent flying down there. Let's see if he's alive. Oh, he is. What a lucky person. No worries. What about this? Don't feel lucky now, do you, punk? Alright, after this quite interesting episode, let's continue on. So next stage is indefensible. Impossible. I mean, I've never seen defenders defending those statues. Just so many objectives there, and you don't need to destroy all the statues to proceed further. I think you can still leave one or two intact, and it's really indefensible. So usually what engineers should do in this stage is, for defending team, is already boarding up the main entrance for the next objective, the church gates. Some interesting engagement with a guy with a saber. Need to time it right. I do remember how good range it has comparatively to two-handed weapons. Has a very good range. And actually a good player too. I see he's skilled. He's able to fight too, almost without breaking his fat. But now he dies. He was good, I'm pretty sure. To my surprise, I learned that he's actually level 57. Well, no matter your level, you play really well. And I know that shield helps. I mean, defending all the hits. But still, you're doing quite well for level 57. Good job. Right. So here, basically, the most important thing is not to get into enemy spawn wave. And that's it. You go around, you help friendlies, you do some objective damage, but not too eagerly. You retreat when it's possible. And when you feel that the fortunes of war are not in your side, like right now, I'm halfway through burning my stamina, so I retreat. And still hack away into enemies. See, if enemy blob is moving towards our spawn, we retreat and just wait for more friendlies to come. And together with our common effort, we can take on that blob, no problem. Just don't be a hero. No ramboing this time. Play in formation, especially if there's quite a few enemies. Here also enemy enjoys some local superiority. It did enjoy until this headshot. Now it doesn't. Yeah, that's a good and safe spot to hack away into the statues below. It's actually from above. I see enemy coming here, wants to do a special attack on the archer. I know I have videos of killing enemy archers, but I didn't say that friendly archers are bad. Yeah, they still help me a bit. Not always, sometimes they do pepper my back. Nothing I can do. It's not easy to be an archer and not hitting friendlies in the back. So I'm just a bit now lost for words what to do. I was not sure how skillful was the Golden Knight, but he's not. Still, enemy enjoys quite a bit of superiority here. Lucky that swing didn't connect. And now even without finishing an enemy, I retreat. There's no point of finishing him up. I already did my job, I just need to survive. So that those extra 50 points would not be super if I would have died. So score is important, but not as much as surviving. So we are progressing quite well. But if enemy engineers have started boarding up the main gates of the church, then we might be in some trouble. That is actually probably the easiest to defend location for defenders. It's actually church gates. If there are 2 dedicated engineers, then it's really a tough choice for attackers. Some stragglers here. Still need to look for objective and also get rid of that person on the pile. Some healing and yeah. So I kept formation, some formation cohesion was held, we got rid of protruding enemies and like here, and now together we can proceed further into objective. Of course, if there will be stragglers, I would prioritize stragglers over the formation fighting. So I'm not, by the way, regarding Poleaxe, I'm not really that proficient with it. I'm good, I mean using it, but I still get really unaccustomed to the way it has such a short reach swing. I've noticed the time. It's just under 3 minutes for the objective to be claimed, and it's worrying me because I won't be able to go too much into the fray if I want to survive. I did help friendly archers, so got rid of stragglers again, so now I freed up 5 friendlies. Now there's 2 more enemies in the garden. Again, need to get rid of them quickly so we can progress the objective. 1 is down, there is only last one remains. And once I kill him, I freed up 6 friendlies. Now 6 friendlies can go forward and attack enemies. I see here 2 enemies, sorry, 2 friendlies against 1 enemy. Now they're free again, 3 friendlies. So now I can also join the fray for the objective. See, it's about assisting teammates and claiming kills as well. Still, yeah, 1 more. See, he's holding up the whole line of 3 friendlies could not go into objective because there was 1 enemy holding them back. So I came in, quickly finished him off, and then friendlies can proceed towards the objective. This is how I like what is formation fighting. There's 1 more minute and a half left, unfortunately. The chances are slim that we actually will get to the next objective, but we'll see what I can do. I immediately, when I heard that enemy is behind me, I turned back and blocked, and I was lucky to catch his swing overhead. Halberdier. Okay, he's out of stamina. Good, great. difficulty with that. See, I mean, I'm like full non-stop action, but I still cannot get next to the objective without losing my life. And I'm hacking away into so many enemies. Actually, it would be kind of nice to know at the end of the match how much damage I did. Like when you die, it shows how much damage you did. Maybe it is possible, maybe not. Because when I do survival runs, I don't die. I don't see how much damage I did. Now I got some fire, and there's literally like 25 seconds left. So the chances are slim will progress. As the enemy is even pushing towards our spawn, I need to quickly replenish, although I know it's a hopeless fight now. We haven't hacked a single hit into the objective due to good defense from the enemies. And as I said, this is the easiest place to defend for defenders in this particular map. So good job, defenders. I've scored 53 kills and enjoyed the game. I hope you did too. Thanks for watching.